In Super Special 4, Jessi's chapter was basically a big advertisement for this book. And it's funny, because some of the narration in this book is basically a big advertisement for Super Special 4. You have to buy both books to get the full experience of being told to buy both books.
Argo Font Book Review, Argo Font Book Review.
This book is written by Ann Martin. Mom and Dad have big news. Mom just got a full-time job, so Aunt Cecilia's gonna move in and be the stay-at-home parent. Oh no, not Aunt Cecelia! Dad's stuffy older sister is a major bossy pants. She's strict and mean and the girls hate her. They decide to scare her away with pranks like short-sheeting her bed and putting shaving cream in her slippers. I'm totally sure that will work. There's a babysitting chapter where the Pike kids start a library, and Jessi starts with today's plot kid, Jackie Radowski. Jackie saw some kids make a volcano on TV, so he wants to do that for a science fair project. Jessi is super into the idea of Jackie not being a total failure for once. Ow, Jessi, you're gonna hurt Jackie's feelings. She marches him into the library and gets him a complicated volcano outline. Aunt Cecelia arrives with way too much stuff, so they're forced to put her things in other rooms. Ew, now there's old woman stuff in Jessi's room. Aunt Cecelia sends the kids to bed early, she makes bad snacks, and she won't let Jessi go outside because it might rain. Jessi hates being bossed around like this, and the worst is when Aunt Cecelia doesn't want Jessi to go to a Babysitters Club meeting. How could Aunt Cecelia not know who the Babysitters Club members are? Didn't she read the 2 full chapters of recap in every book? This is sacrilege for the series. Jessi starts being bossy and controlling with Jackie's volcano project, just like how Aunt Cecelia is bossy and controlling with Jessi. Oh wow, parallel storylines. I wonder if this will become important later. Charlotte makes a science fair project with plants, while David Michael makes a planet diorama with planet Pluto. Poor Pluto, not being a planet anymore. The babysitters discuss the science fair projects, and they warn Jessi it sounds like she's doing Jackie's project for him. Jessi says, no way, she's not bossy, but you know who is bossy? Aunt Cecelia! Sadly, the fact that the stories are mirrored is totally lost on Jessi. Jessi does Jackie's display and prepares a speech for him, while I notice we've had more Jackie chapters than Aunt Cecelia chapters so far. Jessi comes home 10 minutes late, and Aunt Cecelia punishes her by not letting her go to the Babysitters Club meeting. So unfair! Why, last time Jessi was 10 minutes late, her parents didn't even notice. That should prove Jessi's old and mature. No, Jessi, that just proves your parents are super negligent. Anyway, she tells the babysitters to call her constantly during the meeting to annoy Aunt Cecelia, and they call 14 times. Those girls are a menace. The science fair goes well for everyone until the judges ask Jackie questions and it becomes obvious he doesn't know anything about volcanoes. Jessi realizes she messed up by bossing Jackie around all the time. She understands she was acting just like Aunt Cecelia, which prompts a big family conference. They clear the air and Aunt Cecelia confesses, well, she is bossy because she was secretly scared she's not as good of a babysitter as Jessi is. What? The grown woman who has raised children of her own is scared that Jessi's better with kids than she is? I don't believe this. Mom and Dad confirm that Becca and Jessi are responsible, so they should be given more freedoms, and everyone loves each other, so all of the problems are over now. Well, except the pranks. Aunt Cecelia punishes the girls by playing pranks on them, and the stuffy old woman is now a fun-loving person. Good thing the 11-year-old put her in her place. The end. Post-book follow-up. Something I hate about the recaps is when they foreshadow more recap, like...
Marianne's boyfriend is Logan. He's kind of a member of the Babysitters Club. I'll explain that later, in the chapter that explains how the club works.
Could you maybe not explain it at all, because Logan isn't in this book and it doesn't matter in the slightest? Thanks! This book felt overly structured to me, and maybe that's because we're diving into the parallel storylines part of the Babysitter's universe. Like, every book must have 3 chapters of recap, 3 random babysitting chapters, 4 chapters dedicated to the plot kid of the week, and 5 chapters of main plot, which is further divided into 1 chapter introduction, 2 chapters escalation, 1 chapter resolution, and 1 chapter which shows what happens afterwards. There's nothing wrong with that general structure, but it felt weird this time around. Aunt Cecilia's the main story, but she doesn't show up until a third of the way through. She gets 2 chapters in a row, then she fades into the background. I noted at one point Jackie had more chapters than Aunt Cecelia. Maybe the problem is just the Aunt Cecelia chapters are back to back, so the stories feel unbalanced? Maybe if the chapter order was rearranged, it wouldn't have bothered me. But it does bother me, and it also bothers me that this book goes out of its way to ensure Jessi doesn't talk to her parents about Aunt Cecelia until the very end. She should have talked to them about the problem much sooner. You can tell I'm a literary nerd if my complaint is more with the plot structure than the plot content. The story itself is good, and it fits well with Jessi, because the poor junior members do get treated unfairly because of their younger age. I liked how Aunt Cecelia wasn't just a one-dimensional bossy character. She had a little depth as a sad, empty nester whose husband just died. Overall, I'd say the book was okay. The subplot with Jackie was heavy-handed, but Aunt Cecelia was kind of interesting. I would improve the book by rearranging the chapters and balancing the different plots, but I don't think that would make this book any more than just average. I give Babysitter's Club number 36, Jessi's Babysitter, a 5 out of 10.